So I have a client who is the head of IT in a 5,000 person organization. And was coming in great gangbuster, excited about digital transformation that he was bringing to his organization. So he was bringing this excited energy to all the business units in the organization. But there were issues. He was getting feedback that he wasn't being effective. He was kind of like a bull in a china shop kind of thing.
Unfocused.
Yeah, unfocused. Exactly. That's actually a good way to describe
but with
it.
a
Yeah.
lot of energy.
A lot of energy, and
All
you
right.
couldn't fault the guy. He was really so. Anyway, I ended up doing what is often done with leaders in this kind of a situation. Is I did interviews with people in the organization
That he worked with?
That he works with.
Okay.
So people in his organization, clients. The primary thing was that he didn't listen.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
Okay.
So he was out there with his
Yeah,
excitement,
right.
but he wasn't receiving information.
Okay.
But he felt like he was actually listening.
Okay.
So we had to dig a little deeper into what was going on for him. And the fact was, he was really anxious about achieving results. Rightly so.
Right.
He had, goals that he had to meet. And this happens often with leaders. It's like your success is determined by what you achieve, the results you achieve. So, of course, you're going to be anxious about it.
Yeah.
But if you show up anxious in your conversations with people and you're just kind of moving in an aggressive sort of way, people are going to be put off and they're not going to actually be as willing to engage with you. So what we did was we did a little internal dive into him to say, okay, so are you anxious? What's going on with that? What would actually help you not be so anxious? Like, what information would you need to have from what's going on in the organization? Because you don't just flip a switch and then you're not anxious, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what do you
Right.
need to actually be able to relax?
Yeah.
So we talked about that, and it also turned out that there were people in his organization that were doing the same thing that he was doing. Of course. So they were modeling behavior from him.
Right. So there was a culture of this almost.
Yeah, that he was creating by how he was behaving.
Because he was the leader. Okay. got
Yeah,
it.
he was the head of IT.
Okay.
So what we had him do was do some mindfulness practices. He went through my Define Your True Self course. He was able to assuage some of his fears and concerns and come from a more relaxed and curious place in the conversations that he was having with people.
So is it fair to say that because of his anxiety on needing to achieve results, his focus was his external focus, which was important,
Yeah.
but it was overbalanced in a way
He
on
was-
the external.
Yes.
And a complete lack of internal focus.
Exactly.
So where was he focusing from before and
He
after?
was focusing from being anxious and concerned and not trusting.
Okay.
And
Okay.
where he ended up focusing from after we worked together was
Right.
a place of being relaxed and curious and open and creative in the conversations that he was having with his customers.